High school is the rehearsal for the play of life. The amateur versus experienced actors are distinguished, aka the real versus fake friends are found. The play has multiple rehearsals to fix mistakes, just like high school's 4 years of stupid mistakes to never repeat them in real life. A play tells a story while high school teaches lessons and maps out the guidelines for the story of your future. A play builds your character just as high school year after year builds the you that is you. High school is the rehearsal for the play of life. High school's taught me an incredulous amount of things, but IB has taught me even more. One being that there are so many more acronyms out there than I ever knew possible. In addition to IO, IOP, IOC, IA, EA, TOK, HL, SL, CAS, EE, HOA, DBQ, FRQ, WA, and PB, it is kind of ironic that IB is an acronym within itself. Quite an incredible concept. However, as I thought about what high school has taught me, I came up with one resolution: the holy trinity of high school: people, education, and the experience. To me, people are so fascinating. There's so much diversity and such a broad range of uniqueness to each one. Think about this: there is no two people on this earth that are the exact same. Someone once said, "I've always thought the best way to express love is through words, but also through actions." In light of this quote, I will be doing my best to highlight some love I have seen throughout the IB people. Through Mandy and her acting, through Jordan and her pain and violence and sarcastic comments, through Colin when he looks at Maggie, through Clayton when he interacts with Jordan and Alex, through Ryan when he speaks of friendship, through Madison and her musical capability, through Meredith's mother's smile when she received all her scholarships, through Brittany when she runs, through Odie when he speaks of his mom and his dad, through Shelby when she prayed before IB exams, through Cameron and her tears for Dylan, through Savannah when she dissected in bio, through Anna when she smiles and plays volleyball, through Alec when he writes, through Winston when she bakes, through Lauren with Champions Together, through Catherine when she sings, through Taylor and everything she does, through Serena when she speaks of her sister, through Haley when she talks of corgis or teaching, through Lena when she speaks of her job as a camp counselor, through Miss Robbins, through all of her students, through Miss Gerhardt and through her laugh, Miss Burlinghoff and her commitment to IB, and through Mr. Farah and his acceptance of nicknames, through Miss V and her husband, through Miss Holmes and her tolerance of Odie, through Mr. Barnett and his enthusiasm for teaching, through Miss Weingartner and her snow probability testing, through Mr. Stevens and our school, and through myself, through my love for all of you. It is amazing how people can influence other people, and it is amazing how much our hearts can withhold. As you can see, I can't really pick one person, but together, these people are what make life awesome. High school is fun because of the sports, extracurriculars, dances, and ceremonies. However, the school part of high school is often overpassed. The education part is also important. IB was rough, the work was tough, and our biggest fear is that our hardest work will never be good enough. We may know, we may never know, but we can't ever know the truth. They won't tell us, they can't. The truth lies within us. Our hardest work may only be classified through ourselves. You can only tell yourself whether it has been good enough or not. Senior year has been one hell of a ride. In math studies, we've learned logic and probability and geometry from 3 different teachers, but that's all part of the memories. In HOA, we learned the Cold War in 2 weeks, and we learned a lot about pregnancy. Remember, use protection, and remember this formula. Add the bed, subtract the clothes, divide the legs, and hope you don't multiply. In bio, in bio, we learned a lot we will never know. Transcription and translation, what's the difference? Meiosis and mitosis, which one copies? Milk secretion, I have no idea. I do know that we learned how to dissect things and copy objectives off of BioNinja, and that is a success. TOK wasn't in that class. Spanish 6, well, should have known that was a good level to stop at. Or level 3 was a good level to stop at. Speaking in Spanish is still tough. I forget everything, even how to speak English. I just kind of sit there all awkward, basically like always. I've learned words that aren't Spanish but sound like Spanish. I've learned that in the reading examinations, I pushed myself to breaking points to figure out a word that didn't even matter in translation. I've learned that after 6 years, I'm still not fluent, but hey, como estás? In English, we've learned how to analyze texts and poems. Water is purity, colors are emotions, numbers are biblical, and everything is sex. We have also learned how great Miss Robbins is, how close of a family we formed, and how blessed our lives truly are. Take what you have learned here at LD and never stop learning. And the experience. When I looked out at the football field from a different perspective, the visitors' bleachers, I realized how much I love this place and all the experiences that I don't want to leave yet because I want to enjoy my last few months. I'll be ready eventually, but not quite yet. The experiences at LG are ones to never forget. Friday Night Lights, where we learned to get away with slightly offensive chants, but where we yelled until our throats hurt. Career Center and counselor lectures, where we learned to smile and purse the lips and nod the heads to make it look like we cared or that we were somewhat listening. Lunch, where we learned to steal fries, smuggle cookies, gossip like pros on the half-whisper, and use the cafeteria floor, did I have anything in my butt? As a runway, when all eyes were watching. Pep rallies, where we learned Mr. Stevens is the best thing to ever happen to Lee Davis. All-star games, where we learned to come together and support the strongest, bravest, and most talented people in Lee Davis. Homecoming and prom, where we learned to break dress code but have the time of our lives. Experience is the teacher of all things. Fill your life with experiences, not things. Have stories to tell, not stuff to show. In the end, words are the God to the Holy Trinity of high school: people, education, and the experience. Words created what high school has become for you. Words started and ended friendships. Words answered the questions to all essays, FRQs, short answers, and journal entries. Words ran through our minds during tests or quizzes or times of stress, and no matter how hard we tried to stop thinking, the words kept running. Words created our high school love stories and high school breakups. Words, maybe not nice words, were used by you and other teams during sporting events, either in support of or in spite of. Words were used in chorus concerts and plays and across the title page of strings music. Words are used to greet your teachers every day you enter the classroom. Words created the books and assignment instructions for each class. Words created what high school has become for you. What I've learned is that every word we speak has been spoken before or written before, including in this paper. I've taken some of your work to my paper. Use the words you've learned in high school and run with them, grow in them. Take a little piece of everyone to college with you. On graduation day, use your words wisely. Listen to words and speak words, and really try to cherish your last 4 years at LD. Just remember, words were used in our first hellos and our last goodbyes. Lastly, you must all realize this: no matter class rank, your test scores, your IB scores, your SAT scores, your GPA, they do not matter. Words, not numbers, define who you are. We are all worth more than just numbers. It is just the beginning. So congrats, IB class of 2016. We did it.